For a motivational talk by some of our very extraordinary personalities. We are extremely blessed and honored to have them here. Here I take this opportunity to introduce them. Here we have Mr. Satyam Ahad sir. He had done MBA from IIM Bangalore, BTech from VJTI. He is mechanical engineer. He is a founder and director of GroundUp. He has previously worked as global trade analyst at Dubai. He is also a recipient of International Best Design Award at TechFest IIT Bombay, and he is also a state level chess player. He was a former student of Alfonso English Medium School, and at the same time he was the student of our principal Ramses Tikinu. So here I cordially invite him forward, and for welcoming him, here I invite our head girl, Ms. Janvi Wadekar. Here we also have Mr. Sachin Gutte sir. He had done MBA from IIM Bangalore and BTech from ICT, and he is a chemical engineer. He is also a founder and director of GroundUp. He has previously worked as a research scientist at Reliance. He is a speaker of international conferences and received Best Presenter Award. He was recipient of 5 Merit Cum scholarship at state and national level. So here I humbly invite him forward, and for welcoming him, here I invite Shraddha Bhosle. Thank you sir and Shraddha. Here I would like to wind up my words and also hand over this mic to respected Satyam sir.
Thank you for the warm intro, and first of all, thanks to Sister Bindu for inviting us over here. Is it fine if I don't put the mic here? So, who am I, first of all? Just raise your hand and answer. Yes. Okay, but that is not the answer I am looking for. Next. Try even better. Yes. Okay, next. Anyone else? Yes? Exactly. So, student of Sister Bindu. So, remember me as a student of Sister Bindu and treat me like your friend. Don't think of like Satyam sir or a motivational speaker or anything else. Is that fine? Yeah. Sister will not scold you, your teachers will not scold you. Even if you want to ask a stupid question, ask a stupid question. Okay? That's fine. I am being that blunt with you. Reason being, whatever we are discussing today is about our journey, my journey, Sachin's journey, and how did we take decisions at each and every step of our life. Because now you are in 10th standard. After your 10th results, you will have to decide which way you want to go forward in your career, right? So this session is about career development. Okay? Got it? Okay, so next question again. So, in the introduction, the student told us about the college name from where we did our MBA. Have you heard of that name before? How many of you have heard of it? Be honest. Very few. As expected. Okay. Can anyone tell me the full form of IIM? Yes, please.
Indian Institute of Management.
Very good. Big round of applause for this. Okay. Now, what is this college known for? Okay. So, why I asked this question first of all is because when I was studying in class 10, Sister Bindu was our class teacher. At that time, I didn't even know about this college. I mean, sister must be knowing. At that time, only awareness we had all that was about IITs. How many of you know about IITs? IIT. Raise your hand. I'm not going to ask you full form now. Okay. What is IIT known for? Engineering. So IIT most of us know because in newspapers we keep reading about IIT ka news. About what? About the salary, right? How much generally students earn there or what is the highest package that they get? Now when we are talking about careers, you will understand why I asked you these questions. How do you choose your career? That is the first thing that we are going to tackle now. Now in that I am not going to tell you what are you going to become or what should you become. Rather I will tell you how do you take that decision. So when you want to know that which career option should I choose, first question that you should ask yourself is what am I good at? And now I am asking you this question. And while answering, you raise your hand and you answer for yourself. What are you good at? One quality. Come on, quick answers. Because if you delay answering, I will delay the session. I have told sister I will finish in half an hour. You will have to look for 1 hour then. Quickly, what are you good at?
Sports.
Raise your hand and answer, please. Don't be shy. Yeah, please. Science, very good. Next. Sketching, very good. Chess, very good. Pardon? Okay, editing, next, very good. Science and maths, nice.
Gaming.
Gaming, very good. No need to laugh at all. See, yes. Sports, very good. So, these are generally, yeah, you want to answer? Programming, wow, really nice. So, whenever I go to school, I keep on talking to students, I keep on interacting with students, and at most of the places, general common answers are I am good at maths, science, or English, right? Everyone talks about studies. I am very happy that you guys are talking about other fields too. And that is what is necessary. Because I remember from my batch or my friends also, a lot of people, and I will tell for myself also, when I was in school, sister knows, I was good in studies, and in that too I had special interest in science and maths. And again, at that time also, if you have this system, even now, of school, having a head boy or school leader, if you have that system, at that time I was like assistant school pupils leader when I was in class 9. I used to like delivering speeches, so basically communication was also better. So at each point of time when I moved forward in career, I got to choose, and basically I was lucky that I got to choose my own career path basis my qualities. So if you are good in science and maths, should you choose arts stream in 11th or 12th? In similar way, if you are really good at sketching or if you are really good at drawing, painting, should you choose science particularly? I mean, if that is the best quality that you have, I would suggest that you should definitely go for arts. And I am not misguiding you. The common perception, if I ask you, if you score less marks in class 10, if you score the highest marks in class 10, which branch should you choose? Science, commerce or arts? Science. Who taught you this? Why? Don't laugh. This is not a joke, okay? Who taught you this? Yes? Society. Correct. Who taught you this? Society. Because it has become a trend. सबसे ज़्यादा मार्क्स आएंगे तो क्या करना है? साइंस लेना है. Then middle or moderate scores, you will go for commerce. And the lowest one? Now, first of all, big no. This is a misconception. So I'll just give you some examples now. Things are changing very rapidly. In the morning only, I was very happy when sister told me that there is artificial intelligence course which is going to be included in your computer syllabus. Correct? Correct, sister? Artificial intelligence. So everyone was talking about coding. Now you must be aware, in your relatives, there must be software engineers who are getting good packages, good salaries in Pune, right? Right? So now everyone wants to become software engineer. During my time, it was about mechanical engineering. But things don't remain the same. By the time you graduate, things will be different. So you need to be updated about these things. And it only helps you when you are working on the best strength that you have, best quality that you have. So I'll just give you an example of how arts can be better. You know a lot about engineering and medical, I'm pretty sure. So let me just tell you a bit about GroundUp. So GroundUp is an educational technology company. Me and Sachin, both of us are founders and directors. So at GroundUp we develop apps, softwares for schools, for students. Now whenever you are using these apps, will you see the designs? All of you use YouTube? Yes. You know app has a user interface, some designs are there. Who do you think creates those designs? Not coders. Graphic designers, correct? So what do you think are the qualities of these designers? Are they good in science? Have they scored 95% in science? And 11, 12? So they are good at sketching, they are good at drawing, they are good at designing. So basically they are good in arts. So I have such examples, I can tell you for sure. People who chose arts on purpose, even though they scored 90 plus after 10th, and they went into these courses where already there is a lack of such resources, high quality resources, skilled resources, they are earning in lakhs currently. So there is a consultant from whom we got our website design in the initial stage. That consultant earns almost around 50 lakh rupees per annum by doing freelancing projects. That is by just randomly choosing projects. Not even working in a job. So if you are working in a job, you will have a fixed income also. So first of all, be open to all the possibilities, and first question that you ask for yourself is, what am I good at? What? Will you remember this?
Yes.
Okay, now next thing, when you choose your career, now this is not the only thing. Second thing is, from where can I earn money among those things? So for example, sometimes we have a lot of empathy, okay? We would like to do social service also, which should be there. But can that be your major career point? So when we think about family responsibilities, we need to earn a certain amount of money, right? The first question was, what am I good at? But that single question is not enough alone. Second question that we should ask ourselves while choosing the career should be, from where am I going to earn money? Okay. Now among those options, wherever there is a possibility of earning a decent amount of money, among those options, whatever is the intersection, you can choose that option as your career. Do you get it? Clear? Now it sounds very simple, but actually this is how you should decide when you are choosing your career and not basis your marks. The reason I will tell you, because basis marks, whenever people are going there and they are choosing their careers, I have seen there are many engineers right now in the market who are unemployed or who are earning salaries as less as 10,000, 12,000 rupees per month after spending 4 lakhs on engineering. Then what's the use of spending so much of money out there on that course? So be very cautious when you are going further in your career. Now let us move on to the next things. Are you enjoying this or not?
Yes.
Or preparing for competitive exams especially. I have a short story for you guys, okay? And this is a real story. You can check it on Google also. So there is one of my batchmates. I'll give you some clues from the beginning and let you guess the answers later on. So his name is Nikhil Kumar. He was studying in the same class as I was studying at IIM Bangalore, same batch. And this guy hails from Bihar. Okay. Nikhil Kumar, when he completed his engineering, in the final year, he appeared for CAT examination. Have you heard of this exam, CAT? So this is a basically entrance exam for basically MBA programs, and especially people aspire to get into IIMs. So now this guy, when he appeared for this exam, he scored 76 percentile. Okay, do you know what a percentile means? Percentile, not percentage. So there are 100 students who appeared for the exam. I have 76 percentile. What is my rank? Percentile 24. What is the meaning of percentile? Now I will explain you. So if in an exam I have 76 percentile, that means 24% of the students who appeared for that exam have more marks than me. Understood? That means my rank is obviously 25th basically. 24 students are ahead of me, I am 25th. Did you get it now? So this guy had 76 percentile. Now say 4 lakh students are appearing for the exam. You can imagine how farther his rank would be. And only first 400 students get admitted into, so we had 400 seats at Bangalore, 400 at Ahmedabad and 400 at Calcutta. Everyone aspires for those 1200 seats because these are the top 3 colleges. So do you think that guy was even called for an interview? He did not get even an interview call. Now what are the options in front of Nikhil? There are 2 options. Obvious options. Correct. Either to give up or try more. But he chose obviously the second option in which he tried further again. But one of the very good things which he did, and which is my suggestion to all of you, which I have seen in my friend circle as well, is that he started working immediately after his graduation. He appeared for exams again, but he did not sit idle and prepared at home just by sitting idle. He started working. He worked as a software developer somewhere, and while working in parallel, he studied on weekends. He studied like that for next 2 years, and then he reappeared for the exam. After 2 years, while working, he studied. I told you, okay. How much do you think his score would have improved from 76 percentile to X? What is that X? Do you think? Don't give random answer. Don't say 80 plus, 90 plus. Give me one single digit. Those 2 digits, whatever you tell me that particular number. What do you think? Raise your hand and answer. 99, 88. And one last answer, please. 97. Shall I tell the answer now? Okay, you will have to repeat it behind me. 99.97. Repeat it behind me. So, do you think this story is real or fake? So, when I got to know this thing, even I was impressed. And I asked him, how did you do it? Because see, at that time, so why I am telling you this story and not even my story? Reason being, I used to get good scores in school as well. I got good scores in my engineering as well. So, this guy, he was not a very, he was an average student, but still he made it there to the top. And how he did it, he told basically everyone has their own success story, right? Or some tips. So I'm telling you that tip, and this tip, as trivial as it may sound, but it is so difficult for you to implement. Whoever implements those top 2% or top 1% students, whatever career option you choose, I can guarantee you, you will be in the top 500 candidates in India in that particular field. Top 500 is not a joke, by the way. Like I told you, getting into top 400 for MBA was such a big task. So now this guy, before that, one more question. Whenever a sister or your teachers give you exam papers, what do you do? First thing that you do? Huh? No, sorry, answer sheets. Check the answer sheets basically. What do you do? We check marks first, correct? Even I used to do the same. Next. Huh? Comparing with friends. Huh? इसको कितना मिला है, उसको कितना मिला है, बेस्ट फ्रेंड को कितना मिला है, उससे ज्यादा मिला है, टॉप मिला है. Correct? And then fourth thing, some of the students do, not everyone does that. Where have I gone wrong? What are the mistakes that I have committed? That is the last thing that we do, and that too, not all the students do. See, these are very simple things I am telling you. If you go somewhere else outside, there will be some career professionals who will tell you certain things at a higher level. These are basic things. You don't need to do anything rocket. There is no rocket science. Basic simple things are there which you need to implement, and you will get to the top for sure. So this guy, when he appeared for the next mock test or practice test of that particular exam, whenever he appeared on a Sunday or Saturday weekends day, after that, only when he used to finish analyzing that entire question paper, whatever mistakes he had committed, he used to go and revise those concepts. And only after that, he used to appear for the next mock test. And in a similar pattern, he studied for 2 years, and after that, you can see he improved from 76 percentile to 99.97. His story is out there on the Google. I told you name, I told you college name. You Google it on Inside IIM website, you will find the story also. So this was how any average student, and this is how any average student can also reach there. So don't have that mindset. Now even if you are scoring 70-80% in your class, that does not stop you from getting where you want to later in your career. So don't let your marks hold you back, whatever you are scoring right now. कैसा था story? अच्छा लगा? Yes. पक्का? Yes. Generally we like such kind of stories, no? Where there is a very climax kind of a scene. Okay. And so now we we'll just revise quickly in 1 minute, and then I will move on to the next topic, which I feel is the most important amongst all. सबसे पहले we discussed how should I choose my career option. What was the girls who don't answer, I want answer from this section. What was the first question that we should ask to ourselves? Sorry. What am I good at? ठीक है, रट लो. What am I good at? Okay. Next question. Yes. So where can I earn money from these options? Correct? And that is the career. I am talking about career purely. That's why money is also a part of it. There is nothing selfish in it. Okay. When you talk about career option, your strengths and money, wherever they are intersecting, that is your career option basically. And second thing, what we discussed was, we discussed that story of Nikhil, right? It doesn't matter where you are right now. To get wherever you want to, you should just identify where I want to get later at that stage of your career, and you should start preparing accordingly now. Now, this is third thing and last thing from my end, and then we will open it for questions and answers, and both of us will answer your questions. So, one of the most important things that both of us have also observed, which has helped us, and even we see that skill set is lacking in many individuals. And luckily, when we were installing some softwares inside the school, one communication class going on somewhere, I think class 8. So one of the skills that is the most important, I would say, is communication skills. Do you agree or disagree? You can disagree, that is fine. You can say that maths is alone enough for me. Anyone disagrees? See, however good we are at any particular thing, but when we have to go and be in, I mean, we have to go operate with people, especially when you go into the corporate, over there, you must have this particular skill where you know how to communicate with people, and it does not mean that you should be good in English or good in grammar. Even if your English is not great, or even if your grammar is little bit broken, that's fine. But you should know how should you speak with courtesy. At times, what are the etiquettes when you are talking to people? Correct? Sometimes there are managers who will really push you to the extreme, but at the same time you have to face them without being angry at them. Right? या फिर मैनेजर्स को अगर उल्टा बोल देंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा, निकाल देंगे जॉब से. Correct? And in communication, certain things at this age which we start learning unknowingly, which even I did, and there is nothing wrong in it, but if you don't correct it, then it is your fault after today's session. One of the things is whenever we are responding to anyone, particularly in this age group, okay, what we do is we first, before listening to them, we first start processing our answer. Suppose sister is telling you about certain thing, मतलब कुछ डांट रहा है आपको, तो आप क्या करोगे, उसका आप एक्सक्यूज देना चालू करोगे, राइट? या फिर मॉम डैड अगर कुछ बोल रहे हो तो आप तो इंग्लिश स्कूल में पढ़ते हो, तो इंग्लिश स्कूल में क्यों नहीं पढ़ते? यू विल टेल देम, आपको क्या पता है, तुला काय माहिती आहे? म्हणजे मला सगळं मला जास्त समजतं, मुझे ज्यादा समझ में आ गया है, राइट? So one of the lines that I end the session with is that listen to understand and not to reply. Did you get it? क्या इसका मतलब हिंदी में और मराठी में दोनों में समझाऊं, बाद में बोलोगे इंग्लिश में नहीं समझा. One person translate this in Hindi and one person translate it in Marathi. I hope that is not a big task. Yes? Correct. समजून घेण्यासाठी ऐका, उत्तर देण्यासाठी नाही इमिडिएटली. करेक्ट. नेक्स्ट हिंदी में लग रहा होगा क्या कर रहे हो, बट क्या है ना, वो 2-3 बार रिपीट करते ना, कोई सुनता नहीं है, कोई कुछ कर रहा होता है अपने नोटबुक पे, तीसरी बार तो सुन लेंगे एटलीस्ट कम से कम. एनीवन फ्रॉम वॉइस साइड, हिंदी में ट्रांसलेट इन हिंदी. समझने के लिए सुनो, उत्तर देने के लिए. हाँ, करेक्ट. So basically, whenever someone is trying to tell you something, first process it inside your head, okay, inside your brain. Once you process it, once you understand it, then only reply. It does not mean that you should never reply, but don't just reply immediately. And that is the worst thing to do. People do it at this age also, where I am working right now. Even here, when I am talking to someone, they instantly reply basically. So don't do that thing. Just this one small tip for communication will help you a lot. You will observe that. Okay? So thanks a lot for listening to me so patiently. I hope I was not boring at all. And even if I was, sister told me to talk to you, so I had to, couldn't help. Okay? Chalo. Any question and answers? Anything about career, studies, anything you want to ask? About how sister was when I was a student? Yes. So she was very strict. I don't know how strict she is now. We used to get very scared of Sister Bindra and Sister Shaggy. Both of us were there in the school. Yeah. They must not be doing Sister Shaggy, right? Sister Shaggy, they must not be doing. No. She doesn't use stick now basically. So at that time it was not just pinching. There was a long stick also. So I studied till 12th in Aurangabad. After that, I moved to Mumbai. I completed my engineering there. For 4 years, I was in Mumbai. Post which 2 years Bangalore. Now currently I am in Pune. So the perks of studying well or getting into good courses is you get to travel a lot. I got to go out of the country also, which I would have otherwise not gone till late. Next. Don't be scared. I thought there could be multiple questions at the same time. How did you manage the vast syllabus of social science? Good question. So like I told you, how did Nikhil, even whatever Nikhil did, it had a very vast syllabus, that CAT exam. It It's just step by step. You start with first chapter at least. Once you start with that, then you move on to the next one. Unless and until, see, small wins are necessary always. How many lessons are there total? Total, how many? Yes. Almost 20. Okay. 25. So, now it is about, no, it's not it's a good question. That's what I'm telling you. Now, you are studying in class 10. That's why for you everything is about completing the syllabus, right? There is nothing to laugh at it. Afterwards, it will be about completing your job targets. Suppose you are into sales, you will have targets of getting and earning 10 lakh rupees of sales per month. Correct? Over there also you will think, how will I complete that vast target? So one of the things that we have learned even during our MBA program and even while working, small wins are necessary. Begin with small wins. Choose the easiest chapter out there. Okay? Study it properly. Once you are done with it, then move on to the next one. Obviously you can't, in one go you cannot finish 20 chapters, right? उन तीनों में हिस्ट्री है, ज्योग्राफी है, सिविक्स है, तो सिविक्स में अभी इकोनॉमिक्स पे you choose any particular course that you like or which you feel is easy. अगर दोनों भी नहीं तो relatively कौन सा easy है उसमें से वो choose करो. I did not like social science, ठीक है? But जबरदस्ती तो पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Exam में तो आने वाले, you don't have any option right now. So if you have to study it, then start with the easiest lesson out there. जो थोड़ा सा भी interesting लगता होगा उसके साथ start करो. And then slowly you will start developing interest and one by one you complete it. But don't ignore entirely. क्या होता है कि don't even complete one thing and then we feel it is too big. Yes.
I would like to add to that one. Okay? I have a question for all of you. You feel that syllabus is very big because on the last day you will open the books and start reading that, right? Imagine this thing that you have to eat 1 week's food in 1 day. What will happen? First thing, you won't be able to eat. Second, whatever you eat, it will you will either vomit or your stomach will go bad, right? Now, instead of that, if you start eating on a daily basis 3 times a day, will you be able to complete that food? Similar is with studies. Now imagine, there are almost 7-8 months before your exams, right? Let us assume 7 months. 7 months is how many days? On an average, 30 days a month, 210 days. 210 days means to read each chapter you have 10 days. There were almost 20-25 chapters, right? You have to read 1 chapter in 10 days. Now is it easier? Huh? It happens to almost all of us that we read 1 day before exam, we read everything. We think that we have studied everything. But when we go into the exam, we forget almost all of it. And when we come out of the exam, we feel that ये मेरे को पता था. होता है कि नहीं सबके साथ? The only solution to that is you start studying from now and you keep revising. Nobody is too smart. Like आपकी क्लास में आपके पूरे स्कूल में सबसे होशियार बच्चा जो रहेगा ना, that person will not be the one who will score the most. The person who will score the most is the person who will do repetition. Because nobody is so smart that they can remember everything in one go. और एक ट्रिक पता नहीं है? Yes. So imagine, you said there are 25 total chapters, right? 25 total chapters will have different weightage in the examination, right? There will be 10 chapters from which 70% of the questions will come. For that you will have to go back and study last 2 years papers and see कहाँ से question आ रहा है. And in front of each chapter you write down how much percent of questions are coming from that chapter. And accordingly you give time. And if you feel that a chapter is difficult, you spend more time. As easy as that. Is it making sense now?
Yes.
Okay? Thank you.
Next.
Okay. Question is about concentration. That you can't concentrate while you study. Okay? First thing that you need to do is keep phones aside. Okay? When you study, there should not be phone near you. Because phone is the biggest distractor. Second thing, one of the reasons why we cannot concentrate is because there are too many thoughts. So let us say, and this is where discipline kicks in. Like both of us are not well, but still we traveled last night, overnight, and reached here at 6 in the morning. If we had said ki we are not well, we should delay this, it doesn't work like that. We had given sister a word that we are coming, so we had to come. So similar is with studies. If you decide that I have to study this today, no matter what, you should just sit and study. Even if you get bored now, take a break for 5-10 minutes, then start studying again. And concentration will develop over a period of time when you develop interest in that subject. And interest will be developed when you start understanding that subject. And like understanding doesn't come naturally to us. Like let us say you are good at drawing, that drawing may come naturally to you, but you may not like to remember things. I am very bad at remembering things. So what I used to do was read that chapter 3-4 times in a given week. Spaced repetition बोलते हैं इसको. Spaced repetition means you start read one chapter today, you read that again after 2 days. Your retention will increase automatically. So now it is not dependent on your mood, but it is dependent on discipline. So if you start waking up at 6 in the morning every single day and continue that for let us say a month, automatically in the next month, on the 31st day, you will automatically wake up at 6 o'clock. So studies are also like that. If you are not able to concentrate, just change the nature of work. Let us say you are reading and now you are feeling sleepy. Start solving some questions or start writing. So change in the type of work should be considered a break. You can go and watch TV also for a while. But don't use phone while studying because phone distracts you. It might have happened to you. सब लोग Google use करते हो, YouTube देखते हो. Once you start seeing shorts or reels, 5 मिनट देखने के सोचते ही 1 घंटा चला जाता है because that content is supposed to be like that. It is supposed to make you addicted. So don't use phone while studying. That is the only thing that I can tell to your generation. In my generation, it was playing outside. So I used to get a lot of beating for playing outside, but before going to play, I used to make sure that all my studies are done. So make it a habit. Don't keep it mood dependent. See, the people who top any exam or who are at the top of any field are the people जिनको आप नींद में से भी उठा दोगे ना, they will perform better than others. And reason for that is discipline. It's not their talent, it's discipline. And discipline is in different forms. It's a day-to-day thing. If you decide that you will study from 6 to 9, you should sit and study 6 to 9 every single day. It can't be like कि Sunday तो मेरे को अच्छे chill कर रहा है. ठीक है?
Next.
So which rules are implemented in studies for to be successful?
Same rules like Sachin said right now. Be consistent. That is more important. It can't be on the last day of the exams, correct? It can't happen in that way. Another thing is for meditation, like we were talking about focusing on things. Even I personally did not like social science, I told you. But I had to study because do we have any option? If we know that we have to get somewhere, if I knew that I wanted to get into a science stream, and for that to get into a good college, I needed good scores in class 10. For that to get good scores in class 10, can I get a good score overall without studying social science? No. Then forcefully you have to sit for that 1 hour study. See, sometimes even movie देखते तो पूरा focus से देखते ना अच्छी लगती है, correct? But ये क्या होता है, जैसे अगर मुझे मैथ्स पसंद है तो I will sit obviously 1 घंटा या 2 घंटा I will sit and I will solve questions. But social science अगर मुझे वो जरूरी है to get overall good score in the exam, I should sit. That is willpower. That will not come from anywhere else. There is no formula or anything. That will come from within. तो दिमाग में यहाँ भी you have to keep it inside your brain कि हाँ हमको ये पढ़ना ही 1 घंटा मोबाइल सब distractions aside. Okay? So simple rules है, nothing, no rocket science again. Consistency आपको रखना है. You have to study daily for sure. How much time do you think you guys study daily other than writing work? Other than okay, let me rephrase the question. Listen to this question carefully, very carefully. Okay. How many students are there in your your class? Including those who are absent? Huh? 40.
How many classes are there?
3, 120. So, of class 10, for these 120 students, all these 120 students, on an average, how much time do these 120 students spend on a daily basis on study other than writing homework? Okay. On an average, I am saying that means all of you put together and divided by 120. 2 hours, okay. Any more guesses? If anyone is interested, do this project and give honest answers. It is less than half an hour. Exactly. Perfect answer. It is less than half an hour. It is 15 to 20 minutes. To be very precise, it is 15 to 20 minutes. You will be shocked. Now some people are thinking, I study for 2 hours. Maybe they are toppers or they are consistently studying for 2 hours. I am not saying they are lying. But there are people who don't study at all on the weekdays. Only writing homework they will do, and at the time of exam they will study. That brings your average down. And now if you ask me how much time should I study, my answer to you is honestly, and I'm being very honest, other than writing work, even if you study for 1 hour but sincerely daily, that is more than enough. We saw also how many days are there in 1 year, how do we cope up with it, how do we cope up with this level. Consistency is the key. Just be very consistent in your daily schedule. At least 1 hour you should dedicate to studying something other than that writing homework, whatever was passed in the class that day. Next question. Here someone was
So
asking.
I was asking that how to schedule our study hours because means out of the school and coachings we didn't get enough time to.
Now that is a problem at I don't and I never went to coaching, so till class 10 I did not go. So see, for this I tried to make timetable when I was in +1, +2, but I never succeeded myself. So I can't answer this question. I don't know what is Sachin's opinion, but one thing I can definitely tell you: don't have any strict schedule that makes it difficult to follow. What I used to do, and I think many students would be doing that: 9 to 10 I will do this, 10 to 10:30 I will eat food, 10:30 to 11:30 again I will study another subject. Correct? Don't do that. Dedicate 2 hours. 10 to 12 I will study. That's it. What you are going to study in those 2 hours, whatever was taught inside the school, if you have unit test for maths, you study maths, you decide on that day. We cannot have a strict, like in school it is being followed. Don't follow the same thing over there. Again, life will get boring. There is nothing interesting, right? You should find it interesting. So you decide. Be your own decision maker over there. So in that way, you will be able to follow that schedule. Those 2 hours should be strictly for study. No other nonsense. No TV, no mobile, nothing. Okay? Over to Sachin now. Let us hear.
The only thing that, like till now, like I can't follow that lately because of travel. But the only thing that was fixed for me during my study life till like graduating was sleeping and waking up at times. Not kidding. This helps a lot. If you are able to sleep, let us say at 10 and wake up at 5, and if you fix this thing, you will get more time than other people. Let us just say you sleep at 10, wake up at 5, 7 hours of sleep is usually good. Okay? After that, you come to school at 7. 7 to 2 is school. Right? After that, take a break. It's not that like school may continuously pada raha hai. There are like 10-15 minutes breaks also, right? After that, for how long do you have tuitions? Just tell me numbers. 3 hours, right? So, like, general, I'm saying, ki whatever is taught in tuitions is usually whatever is like school mein ho raha hai, wo repeat ho raha hai wahan pe, right? Correct? So, if something is getting repeated there, you have to like basically spend your time in such a way that before something is taught in either school or a tuition, you should read it at least once. You should not be dependent on other people to teach you. Is it making sense? अब ऐसे कंसिडर करो कि आप पहले से चैप्टर पढ़ के गए हो, तो वहां पे सिर्फ आपको रिपीट हो रहा है, then you will be able to connect the dots. मतलब अब ऐसे कंसिडर करो कि like let me take example of social sciences. I used to like social sciences. So let us take history. History is like a movie. ठीक है? It is written in a little boring way, but it is a movie because they are telling about something that has happened in the past. Correct? So if you read it beforehand, after going into the class, you can convert that thing into a discussion. You can ask the teacher why this person behaves in a certain way. Like say Aurangzeb attacked Shivaji Maharaj. Why that happened? You can start using your brain, and that is what we mean when we say studying. Studying is not just reciting what is written there. Studying is about understanding why something happened. If you understand why something happens, then every subject will be a similar subject. Because everything is cause and effect. Be it science, be it mathematics, be it like anything. We usually ask this question in many places. Let us say I want to put a telescope in India. Telescope समझ में आता है? क्यों यूज करते हैं? Stars को देखने के लिए. Where should I put that telescope? हाथ ऊपर करके बताओ. Terrace पे नहीं यार. Region. Let us say in which state you should put the telescope? हाँ? हाथ ऊपर करके बताओ. बताओ. अरे गेस करना है, गलत हुआ तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? हाँ? ठीक है. लाइक डू. अरे फेसिंग इट नहीं, स्टेट महाराष्ट्र स्टेट, आंध्र स्टेट, राजस्थान और लद्दाख और हाँ गुजरात और good answers. Listen. This was a geography question, right? I'll tell you how it was a geography question. अगर आप लोगों को sky देखना है, if you want to observe stars in the sky, first requirement is sky should be clear. Where will that sky will be clear? Places like Rajasthan या फिर Uttarakhand, Ladakh was also a good example, right? It cannot be towards northeast, मतलब मेघालय, मणिपुर वो side, because it's always cloudy, it always rains there. Same is the thing with south states. So northeast or south में कहीं पे नहीं लगा. Maharashtra is also not that great, right? So Rajasthan is a close answer, but we have to factor in one more thing. In Rajasthan there will be sandstorms, which are very close to your like ground level, right? अगर सैंडस्टॉर्म आ जाएगा तो you will have very difficult time looking at the sky, right? Correct? So Uttarakhand and all that part is also difficult because it rains. Now I will not tell the answer, but go back and see where the telescopes in India are placed. अपना घर वाला टेलीस्कोप नहीं बोल रहा, the proper observatory का टेलीस्कोप कहाँ पे होता है वो देख लेना. You will find the answer. Now has geography become more interesting? Now imagine the same thing happening to a boring question की like geography का कोई भी topic बता दो क्या पढ़ा रहे हो? I tell you how to make it interesting. एक जन बोलो समझ में नहीं आया. हाँ? Forest and wildlife. तो फॉरेस्ट एंड वाइल्ड लाइफ रिसाइड करना मतलब रट्टा मारने की जगह पे ऐसे कंसीडर करो कि मेरे को घूमने जाना है महाराष्ट्र एंड आई वांट टू सी फॉरेस्ट, आई वांट टू सी वाइल्ड लाइफ इन इंडिया. तो कहाँ पे जाना चाहिए? दैट थिंग विल गिव यू दैट इंफॉर्मेशन. सो यू विल हैव टू चेंज योर पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ हाउ यू स्टडी. इट्स नॉट दैट द बुक इज बोरिंग, यू विल हैव टू फिगर आउट अ वे टू मेक इट इंटरेस्टिंग. इट इज योर जॉब टू मेक इट इंटरेस्टिंग. नाउ इज इट मोर इंटरेस्टिंग देन व्हाट इज being taught or what is written there. So just change that perspective. ये चीज को मैं daily life में कहाँ पे use कर सकता हूँ? It is not just maths or science. Everything that you learn till 10th standard is mostly logical and it can be used in different ways. My cousin is in 10th standard. I was teaching her that topic जिसमें वो like आप लोग CBSE वाले हो, आपको अलग लगेगा. एक जुनागढ़ बोल के there is a fort. And there was like first chapter was that Junagadh ki Sahal बोल के था मतलब trip to Junagadh. So I was telling her the same thing. Don't think of reciting what is there. Think about what is like. ऐसे consider करो. आपने अभी कौन सा बोला? Forest वाला बोला. Let us say you want to go and see tigers in India. Where you will want to go? Like ताडोबा is there, right? ताडोबा छोड़ के और कहाँ पे जा सकते हैं? Corbett or whatever that place is. It is all written there. Try and think from that perspective थोड़ा सा. Same is with history. ठीक है? Done? Thanks a lot.
Any last question? Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
We hope it was interesting now.
Are you satisfied? Yes. Got little refreshment, huh?
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to thank our respected principal, Reverend Sister Dr. Bindu Anthony, that she has given me this opportunity. At first, I would like to thank today's chief guest, Mr. Satyam Awad sir and Mr. Sachin Gutte sir, that they had given us their auspicious presence and their precious time, and also for inspiring us. Now, I would like to thank Principal, respected Reverend Sister Bindu Anthony, that she has organized this session for us. Really, it was an interesting and motivational speech and session. Now, I would like to thank all the students, teachers, and all those who had made this session possible and a memorable one. Thank you.